There are high places where the land feels occupied even when nothing moves. Stone holds warmth longer than it should. Wind thins as it passes, as though something large has already breathed it in. The silence does not echo, it settles. Travelers often mistake this feeling for altitude, but it is not. These are regions that have learned how to endure without witnesses. Ridges folded inward by centuries. Cliffs worn smooth by time rather than falling. Plateaus where the ground itself seems to pause between breaths. And it is here, before anything is seen, that the presence of old dragons is felt. Not as danger, not as spectacle, but as the quiet certainty that the land is not alone. Hello, dear wanderer. My name is Elowen, and there are beings whose presence does not alter the world by doing, but by staying. Tonight, we walk where the old dragons rest, where nothing is asked to change, and stillness carries weight. So come and move softly. The cliffs are not empty. When the light shifts, not suddenly, but with the patient slide of afternoon, the shape becomes clearer. What first appeared as a fold in the ridge begins to hold contour. What seemed like layered stone deepens into scale, and wing and long curved spine. An old dragon is not dramatic in form. Its body turns inward, wings drawn close as if remembering a time when flight mattered more. The membranes are weathered thin, edges softened until they merge with the rock beneath them. Scales carry the tones of their resting place. Ash grey, iron dark, the muted gold of sun-warmed cliff faces. From a distance, the dragon appears motionless. Only when the light thins does the slow rise and fall of breath become visible. So gradual it could be mistaken for the land expanding and settling. Old dragons do not move often. When they do, it is not from urgency. They shift because the day has turned, because the warmth has settled unevenly, because the stone beneath them has grown tired of holding the same weight. Flight, when it happens, is brief. A single gathering of strength, a measured unfolding of wings. The air accepts them without resistance, carries them just far enough, and sets them down again. Most days, they remain. Weather passes across their bodies like thought. And in the early hours, they angle themselves toward the first warmth, allowing light to touch the ridges of folding wings. As the sun climbs, they turn slightly, redistributing heat, never clinging to it for long. By afternoon, they retreat into shadow, letting the stone cool alongside them. Fire is not display, it is maintenance. As evening approaches, the air thins. Stone releases the warmth it has held all day, and old dragons respond with a low, contained breath. Not flame as humans imagine it, but a glow, a quiet keeping of heat. The warmth sinks quickly into rock. Nothing burns. Time stretches around these places. Wind curves gently along the edges of wings. Birds settle at a respectful distance, sensing no hunger, no threat. Smaller creatures pass along the cliff paths freely, accustomed to the great still shapes above them. The land knows these forms, and the dragons, in their long remaining, have learned the land's weight and patience in return. Old dragons do not gather gold. What they collect cannot be counted. They hold warmth long after the sun has gone. They keep silence where storms once learned restraint. They remember the sound of the land before distance had names. On clear nights, one may lift its head and release a slow breath upward. Not to change the sky, only to soften the cold enough that stars feel nearer, less sharp. The stars remain where they are. The night continues. When seasons turn, old dragons move rarely, but with certainty. A ridge that has grown restless, stone that no longer holds heat as it once did, a place that has begun to hurry. Their leaving is quiet, a slow unfolding, a brief lift, a settling elsewhere, as though waking from a long thought and choosing where to finish it. Those who pass through high places often feel the presence of old dragons before they see them. The air steadies. Stone holds warmth longer than expected. Silence deepens without pressing close. As night completes itself, old dragons draw their wings inward and allow darkness to finish what daylight began. Their breathing slows until it matches the rhythm beneath them, and the warmth they carry sinks back into the cliffs. The land rests, the sky widens, and long after wind has softened its voice, long after light has shifted elsewhere, the old dragons remain, not watching, not waiting, simply holding the high places together.